Our girls, I was in
No lie.
on Clubhouse and it was crazy.
I appreciate y'all pulling up for this, man. It's cold as hell outside, low key.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My bad, I was a little late. Once again, I'm, your boy Haitian. It be like that.
Nah, we're not gonna
You know what I
blame
mean?
that.
I mean,
He was working.
You right.
No, he was late.
But nah, I mean, like I said, I appreciate y'all pulling up. I hope the food is very good. We're right in neighborhood kitchen. 84 Spring Street in Medford. So, culture owned and serving the culture on top of that. So shout out to them for having us here.
Good food.
Very good.
But we got an after dinner talk. I really, I got some heavyweights with me. I'm low key the young pup here, but y'all know I've been working and I appreciate the love that y'all been giving me. You feel me?
You a young OG, man. Stop it.
But nah, so I wanted to talk about how the Massachusetts creative urban music scene, or just creative scene in general, has progressed over the last 7 years. That I've been doing a museum, you know what I'm saying, just personally. I know obviously y'all have more experience than I do, and have seen the scene from just different, like I always use the word textures, but there's just always been so many different eras within this whole Boston thing. But as y'all know, this is the Museum TV. Make sure y'all leaving a like on this video because we're definitely gonna be dropping gems. If you actually catch some gems out of here, please, leave it in the comments. Let us know, what definitely stuck out to you. Because everybody sitting at this table, in my eyes, for 100% of heavyweights within this scene. And, we helping support the scene. We're helping artists, you know what I'm saying? Like, definitely, big themselves up. And that's definitely important for a scene. As y'all know, my name is Noble. Next to me, I have my guy, Brandon, Bedlam. Show off marketing, killer boombox, and for sure just the media zealot, right? Would you say a media zealot? What would you say?
I don't know. I'm behind the scenes. The guy you need to make it work properly.
Say that. And you already know next to me, my dog, hat connoisseur, nobody's touching my bro with the brims. I got my guy Dubble, Jamn 945. He's also joined the Lucas's DJ, who, as you know, is, in my personal opinion, definitely the biggest artist in the state currently. But if you wanted to give yourself an intro, bro.
Yeah, Jamn 945 Boston, KZGL Minneapolis, Minnesota. Co-manager for OT The Real as well. So got a little more thing, joining Lucas, everything. We cooking. Got a studio opening real soon. Mm-hmm. We got some things coming.
I honestly wanted to give an intro and then have y'all give an intro because I know I don't know who's gonna be humble. You know what I'm saying? Be eating on that humble pie. So I definitely want to big y'all up because y'all 100% doing y'all thing. Next, I do have my guy Jeff 2 times over there, Mr. 2, Mr. Too cool for school, cooling out and all that. You know what I'm saying? Almighty RS, so smooth, you know what I mean?
No,
yes.
I'm just a cool guy, man. I'm just a humble, cool guy, man. But
87.7 FM.
City Shaker, Boston native. I'm
See
here
closer
to represent the situation. I'm here.
Yes, sir. Yes. And I know you got plenty of insight for us, bro, because
we gonna talk.
You got plenty of insight for us.
Talk.
Right after that, I do have Miss Hot Sauce, Spark FM Online founder, Miss Boss Lady, creating opportunities for others. Talk your talk.
Good evening.
Yes.
You know me, Miss Hot Sauce, founder and CEO of Spark FM Online and creator of Henny and Hot Wings podcast, Boston's most notorious podcast.
Y'all be talking crazy on
We
there.
do. We get real spicy, real dirty.
That grown woman spicy too.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You ready for that?
I never got to go on Henny and Hot Wings.
I know you ready for that. You ain't gonna talk. You don't like to talk. You don't like to.
You never know.
You never know, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh, I might have the whole jerk.
Look, I got, and last but definitely not least, my guy, DeeJayDex. I appreciate you having the Smash Bros on 88.5 a few weeks back, bro. That was definitely solid and dope of you for sure. Obviously a team jerk, you know what I'm saying? General, one of the founding, you know what I'm saying, people's there. 88.5 Big City.
Yeah.
You've been holding it down for people damn near running down on artists to, you know what I'm saying, really, like, yo, promote your stuff. Like, I got this for you right here. Is that not a fact? But you can definitely give yourself an intro too, bro.
I give myself an intro. One of the founder members of Team Jerk, a.k.a. the seafood connoisseurs, a.k.a. eat chicken a lot. So I'm ready for Miss Sizzling hot sauce over there anytime. A.k.a. just one of your favorite DJs that people love to hate. You know? A.k.a. Mr. Johnny Walker Black, a.k.a. that guy that you just want to get to know. Nah, but definitely catch me on Big City, 88.5. Oh, I didn't get to that part yet.
Taking too goddamn long.
But no, yeah, as you hear Jeff 2 times over there, they call me Phil Jackson of the 90s, you know, try to build people together and build bridges. Like, you know, at the end of the day, we all represent in this area, and
Facts.
I just feel that no matter how old or how young we are, if you're willing to listen and willing to learn and willing to, you know, open-minded and connect, why not? So, yeah, Phil Jackson of this game. You know?
Big Fendi. So
And this is, and you know what? This is a proven fact. Like, it's not. See, when I say I'm Phil Jackson, I'm not really Phil Jackson. All of us are Phil Jackson because you're Phil Jackson because you're building. You know, you're building your bridges. Bedlam's been building his bridges. Miss Hot Sauce doing her bridges. 2 times building his bridges. And if it wasn't like, see, and I'm gonna put it out there. No one really knows. Me and this guy had a misunderstanding.
Oh,
and
okay.
We had a misunderstanding. So, and it took Bedlam to get us together on the phone. So this is our actual first time
say
seeing
that.
each other.
So this is the Museum TV exclusive, low key. This is that grown man. It's not gonna be a Jeezy and Gucci, but you know what I'm saying.
No pokey
okay,
looks,
okay.
no pokey looks, man. No pokey looks, man.
We black men, so we know how to conduct ourselves, and we got a common goal. So, and before the common goal, we just black men that got respect for each other. So that's what we gonna do.
Respect that, and that's why I honestly rock with all y'all. Cause honestly, as a young homie, I feel like one of, you know, the quote unquote problems within the scene is there being lack of big homies. You know what I'm saying? People that you can go to and talk to. But I know anytime that I've talked to each and every one of y'all, it's always been gems and love. You know what I'm saying? Even as myself, just kind of coming from left field with my platform, honestly. But we're here today to talk about the false narratives within this Boston creative urban scene because, you know, again, like, we're a part of the support system, so we know a lot about the resources that honestly artists have that unfortunately it seems like they just don't honestly do the due diligence completely to really, you know what I'm saying, make sure they're in the know. I'm gonna get into a few false narratives for everybody. Obviously, with us knowing, just, you know, coming from where we come from, knowing the support system that is here, if there is something that isn't mentioned, please chime in, you know what I'm saying, and be like, hey, well, there is also this, you know, right, you feel me? So I'm gonna start off with Dex. And again, we're talking about false narratives that, you know, just kind of permeate the scene, and it seems like these are the same narratives that have always been there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, what are we missing out on? What are we not realizing? You know what I mean? So when you hear there's no support in Boston.
Now, where is that coming from? Is that saying there's no support towards the artists? No support
Towards the artists.
No support towards the radios?
No support towards the music artists specifically. Because I honestly feel like in the city, and I'm not gonna lie, the guys that show the support for some reason, you know, kind of hold more love. I feel like from the culture, like, yo, these are the guys that are, you know, helping out. You know what I'm saying?
I feel the artists, they don't take the initiative, and they don't hold responsibility of their own of why we don't know them.
Okay.
Everyone has a circle. Everyone has a block. Everyone has a hood. You can be the hottest in your block, your hood, and your circle. But I may know you, but Dubble don't know you.
Fendi.
2 don't know you. His hot sauce may not. Bedlam is one of the most people you really want to get to know. If he don't even know you, you're not moving.
You're not moving.
So
okay.
that's what it is. Just on artists. Artists got to take responsibility for what they're doing.
Because, I mean, end of the day, you know, nobody is, you know, God. Nobody is, you know, perfect. Everybody is really just putting in the work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't feel like we're all puffed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just know we put in work, and you know, X, Y, and Z has happened because of that work. But do you feel like it's fair to say that, you know, it's completely on the artist, or not? I don't want to say completely on the artist, but do you feel like, you know, like do you feel like it's that is fair to kind of say?
One thing, Boston artists, you understand, two of our biggest downfalls are pride and our egos. We don't.
I feel that.
We don't extend. We feel we gotta be guarded. We gotta guard ourselves. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, at the end of the day, I'm not just gonna be 100% blame the artist. I'm blaming everybody. At the end of the day, we all suffer from that syndrome of having too much pride and too much ego, and having that guard up. We don't know who to trust or really to trust.
Because I feel like, honestly, everything that's happened for me has been from extensions, just like how you saying, like, you know what I'm saying, honestly, just showing the love before I ever thought about getting anything back. You know what I mean?
Once again, the people that may know you can be like, oh, nah, Noble's good people. But then there's people that don't know you, but like, nah, Noble, he alright, but you know, you gotta watch how he move. There's people those type of people you really have to look out for. And that's all around.
Does anybody else have like something to chime in on that when it comes to the whole hating in Boston?
It's entitlement.
Okay.
A lot of people feel like they're entitled to, oh, he should play my music because I am. No, come shake my hand. Approach me just like you would approach anybody else that you got respect for. And if I'm a person that's doing a service for you, I think it's better for you to have a good relationship with me. Like, I'm pretty sure Jeff and Dex can tell you that they've had people run up on them like, yo, play my like, come on, bro. Like, what is it? Oh, what's your name again?
Yeah.
What do you do? All right, let's start there. Like, sometimes you gotta start from the bare bottom and build it up. Like, a lot of artists, like some people I reached out to and I develop a relationship with them because their music's hot. You can go two different ways. You can come to us and we help you grow it, or you can go get hot and we come and get you. So if you're the person that's not hot yet, because everybody thinks, oh, I make this song, I bring it to the radio, they play it, I blow up, we make a lot of money. No, it don't work like that. Because if it was like that, we play our own music and we would be stars.
That's a fact.
So they think they're entitled to having things and think, oh, well, they do that in Atlanta. Well, you know what? I'll bring it to Atlanta. They're spending money and they have fans and they're working. So don't think that just because it happens in Atlanta, it's because it's just easier out there. No, you still got to work. There's more people competing out there. There's dope boys with the big bag running around doing stuff.
Putting that bag up.
But these dudes think it's as simple as paying $70 an hour in the studio. I make this song, which I ain't even pay for the beat. You play it on the radio, and we're going to blow up. Nah, you got to work. Do something.
Do you, like, I always talk about there being, like, a serious, like, lack of knowledge, but I feel like a lot of it comes from a lack of experience, too. Only off strength, because like a lot of guys, like, they come into the game and then leave, and then come into the game and then leave, and it's like, you know, like, we're still here being consistent and doing what we got to do. So it's just like, how are we supposed to take you serious with the, you know, the hopscotch and all that, you know what I mean? But kind of continuing on with you though, E, I've seen the hate on Twitter, you know what I'm saying, towards you personally. I've seen the hate on the gram as well, bro. What do you feel about when you hear somebody say, oh, everybody's hating, you know what I'm saying, on somebody, you know what I mean? Everybody's hating on me, you feel me?
Nobody's hating. At the end of the day, you're just not working hard enough. Think about it like this. If Jay-Z had, forget about it, I hate using Jay-Z as an epitome all the time. Let's say the kid BRS Cash, right? He hot right now. He's hot in Atlanta. His record is hot. His record might be hot, better than his relationships. Now it's time for him to go shake the hands, but he also has a hot record. That's nobody's hating on him. He did the work already in the studio. The record's starting to go. Now he's going to shake hands. There's no hate. Work harder.
I feel like a lot of it too is people not traveling enough too. Because honestly, like when I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know, as I, you know, do my thing, going wherever I go, I talk to people. And it's just like they're saying the same exact thing. Everybody's hating on me. There's no support. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's everywhere. Because
everybody wants the job. Nobody wants to do the work. And that's it.
Bars, right? Shit. All right, so I'm going to take it over to my guy, B. Because, you know, he is the media guy, marketing, you know what I'm saying, guru. Now, when you hear an artist say that in Boston, there's nowhere to go promote myself, you know what I'm saying, and get my rocks off. You know what I'm saying? Like what do you say to that, doing what you do? Because these are, again, the false narratives that permeate through the scene, bro, and just are consistently there. And we got to deal with it as people that are fighting all that stuff, right?
I ask them how they come to that conclusion, because if they knew anything about where we live, you know, where we're ranked at radio, the level of college market that we are, the level of consumer power that we have, our numbers in streaming, like anyone who knows anything about New England, they would never say something like that. You know what I mean? I get that, like, people talk about, oh, well, you know, I don't know it. Well, go look on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, go read a book. Go, like, invest some time into actually educating yourself about what this industry is about and what market you're in. Like, a lot of people don't even think about going to a college. We're the biggest college market in the world. Why would you not spend time on a college when that's who's streaming music? You know what I mean? Like, not to say that we shouldn't focus on our own community, because we definitely should, but we set the trends. They spend the money. So why wouldn't we go to them? And you're in the land of all of them. You know what I mean? Like, our population doubles when they're here. That should show you that, like, you should be focused on it. So when I hear people say, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, it's like, well, what did you really do to really go try to put yourself out there? You know, like, there's lots of things that happen in this city on a regular basis that artists just don't even show up to. There's DJ mixers that happen all the time. You never see an artist in there. You know, there are all kind of free panels that go on all the time. You never see an artist in there. You only see artists show up to things when there's a performance opportunity. They rarely ever attend things to actually learn how this business goes. So when you talk about, oh, I don't know, I don't have the experience, you don't put yourself in those environments. When you're in other cities, people go get internships at record labels and other companies to learn how those businesses work. Now, I understand we're in Boston where we don't have a tremendous amount of those companies here, but we do have companies here that do have active positions in music. They just don't want to do the work. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't complain to me about, oh, I can't do X, Y, Z if you haven't even tried. If you can't tell me, if you haven't even registered your record, I don't even want to hear about your nonsense. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hear none of that stuff, because these are the same people that want to get paid off being on the radio and can't even get their publishing check. So I don't feel bad for you. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, educate yourself.
No, I feel that.
I think what you just said is so important. And while you guys were talking, I do think that the music industry and the politics in this city are going through the same thing. I think that there's a twofold situation. You talked about education. I think a lot of these artists don't have a clue of what they're doing. And they also don't have the money to pay the people to give them a clue of what they should do. So yes, it is their job to find the gatekeepers or the industry or wherever, but Boston hasn't been known for that ever. We've had radio stations, we've had things, but we haven't been known to have like a complete industry. So we're asking artists who are born and raised here, who have talent or maybe lack thereof, to know things that they don't know. So, and I compare that to politics because it's the same thing. Like, we have a lot of politicians out here that's saying, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Well, you're not reaching the right people. It's not that the people don't want to be reached. It's just that they haven't been, or they don't know how to do it. So there's a big disconnect in what we want them to do and what they can do. I just don't really know how to fuse that disconnect. And everybody was right. Like, it's a lot of laziness. We're a new radio station, and yo, play my music on your radio. What?
Yeah, like,
okay, no, or just, like, ignore, delete. But like it's almost like they're ignorant to a cost.
How now that we're like here, like how would somebody, like, I guess,
I mean, it's just a simple
reach out properly.
Yeah, reach out properly. It's like what Dubble was saying, like, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
I heard about what you do. I like, it's as simple as Googling too. Like, that's when it's education, and it's like lack of even doing the minimum basic work. Like, Google how to approach a radio station. And there are templates out there that say, at least say something about the show that I'm on, or, like, what radio station you're approaching. Don't just be like, yo, play my shit on the radio. Like, I don't know you. I don't, and I don't want to know you because you didn't even say hi to me. Good morning. How are you?
Hello.
Yeah.
All right. I honestly want to hear, because I know, dealing with Jamn, bro, it's a different ball game, but Dex and 2, like, being really, like, like, doing y'all thing, like doing what like really like what y'all want within y'all respective stations. What is like, you know, and even dealing with what we're just talking about right now in terms of promoting yourself. I know that you guys legit will hit up artists and be like, send the cleans, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, send me the clean and dirty. But sometimes it's like pulling teeth almost to get these guys to promote themselves, right?
Clean music is not clean.
So, I'll go first. Well, I reach out to an extent. I was known, and me and B had the conversation that I was Mr. Unapproachable. I was very hard to get in contact with, which is completely wrong. If you really know me, Hot Sauce know me, 2 know me, B know me, know me now. E knows of me, and we know how we both rock with each other. At the end of the day, I'm not unapproachable. If you come at me half-assed, don't bother me, please. I have a facial expression that just tells you don't bother me. My facial expression will easily tell you, nah, no, don't bother me. And it's like, if I like the artist, if I got to one thing I learned from 2, and he was like, you know, reach out 1 or 2 times. If they feel they're bigger than you, I ain't bothering you no more. But then when you hear your mans on the radio.
Talk that talk, Dex, man. Talk that talk, bro. Nah.
When you hear your mans on the radio, don't be blowing my inbox. Yo, I've been trying to get on. No, you wasn't, bro. You don't. I'll tell you this. I don't want my truth.
Yeah.
They don't want my truth.
Yeah.
And
They don't.
it's not because sometimes my truth comes off kind of aggressive.
Say love me. Yeah.
But it's the truth.
Exactly.
If I can't be brutally honest with you, why bother me? If you can be, and yet my thing is, I tell artists right now, if you can go to Atlanta, give that I know all the secrets of Atlanta, and you know the secrets of Atlanta. You know the secrets of Atlanta. 2 knows it. You think we don't know? Artists pay. There's a lot of
Yeah.
There's a lot of
trusted.
DJs. No, I say there's a lot of DJs that are very financially great down there.
Yeah.
And they're not even financially great through the clubs.
Yeah.
They're not on
radio, none of it.
They
They
just
influences.
and they just go. I mean, I got cousins that DJ down there, and I'm like, wow. But up here, we get oh, you know, you represent Boston. You know, you're the voice of the city. You should play my record. Huh? Hold on. But you think I didn't just see you down in Atlanta? You think I don't know the routines? You think I don't know the? Come on. Let's be clear.
All that Dior too.
All that. Listen, I can't even fit that clothes, brother.
Can't
Yo,
even
make
fit
my
that
size.
clothes,
So I
brother.
don't want to know about that right now. You know what I mean? I'm a fat guy that just want to, you know. And my thing is with artists is this. If you register your record, as B said, ASCAP your record, you talking about, oh, look out for the city, look out for the DJ, because if you really know your business, E-Dub was on that radio, he pulls that record back, it's a spin. He does it again, another spin. You get paid, stupid. 2 times, and more you got to add to
Nah,
that.
yeah. I mean, I do like my next question was to was honestly the 2. So I mean, I honestly feel like we definitely killed that one. You know what I mean? And
He pretty
I
much
just
touched on that, right?
I just personally feel like, you know, there are just so many people now that actually genuinely care about the scene and the artists actually doing their things that, you know, I just feel like as the support grows, because honestly, like, now I know about a whole bunch of different platforms that are independent, you know what I'm saying, just like myself, podcasts doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to BNF Podcast, shout out to CWTFV Radio, Dib, Chase, pardon me. Shout out to Islet Boston, shout out to LFOD, you know what I'm saying, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's just like there are way more people that genuinely care about what's going on here. And I just feel like artists honestly need to be a little bit more awake to that. But moving forward, one of the other things that I always feel like I hear is this song ain't hot because it sounds like it came from Atlanta, it came from Detroit, it came from LA. You know what I'm saying? Like when you hear these things too, you know what I mean? Because I know, you know, from your days to now, it's like, well, it's just, you've seen the scene grow in just too many different ways, bro. You've seen music grow in just too many different ways.
True.
So when you hear somebody say something like, "Oh, this song ain't hot," when it comes from a Boston artist, just because it sounds like a quote unquote saying from somewhere else, do you feel like that's a fair assessment, bro?
Nah, see, my thing, like I said, a lot of times, a lot of these artists, like, just take me for example. When we was in the game, like, you know, if you like a certain artist, you kind of like getting that vibe of that lane. You know what I mean? But you don't want to sound like them. So my thing is, if someone has a sound and it sounds similar to that, that's because that's what they listen to. So like, a lot of these kids, they only do what they listen to. So if a kid loves Roddy Ricch, he's gonna have a Roddy Ricch approach. If a kid likes the Baby, he's gonna listen like the Baby. If he likes Amigos, he's gonna be like the Amigos. And that's just it. That's because we come now. It's like back in the day, you had 1,001 different artists, so everyone sounded different.
Yeah.
So now we get here, and it turns to a situation more or less like the boom bap that we know, the hip hop, got turned down because the South.
Yep.
But if you don't travel, the South always was popping. Now it's just more broad to the audience. So the South is what it is now. You know what I mean?
So it's definitely not fair. Long story short, right?
It's not. But then it is. It depends on if that's what you see. I like music, so I know how to distinguish between the two.
You feel like when,
you know what I mean?
you can tell when somebody's just straight copying versus
you can tell.
They took a page out of somebody's book.
You can tell like they want that sound. Like for instance, let's take the drill sound.
Yeah.
Everything is a drill sound. Everything. You know what I mean? But drill was popping. It's just once Pop Smoke got a hold to it and he started doing what he do, it became bigger. Now everybody wants to have that drill sound. So it's just like that's what they're into. Until someone comes along, give them a new sound, that's what they're gonna gravitate to.
Now, this next joint, honestly, I wanted to kind of go towards anybody. When you hear, okay.
No. Because what happens is, just to piggyback off what he said, you just have to find a way to make it your own. And the thing is, I sat there and I watched in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, when people started saying that hip hop is dead and all that. I came up listening to Nas, Jay, and all that in the 90s. So I was kind of spoiled because I was like literally a little kid in front of a boombox recording that. But that's that sweet spot. That's the 90s. This is a golden era. We're not going to get that back. It's there.
Yep.
These kids coming up now were influenced by Wayne and Drake. So when you get this emotional music and then this Wheezy influence, that's what it is. Now, when you start trying to go against that grain, saying, "Oh, this is dead," you make yourself an old head. And then the young boys is going to say something to you and go against you. Now, this game is going to be influenced by the young boys. Now, you as an MC that's older, can you adapt? Is this the time for you to jump in the ring and adapt, or should you just fall back from this one and wait for the next one? So that's the question. So you got to understand, oh, is this me? Or am I going to look like a fool like Chris was doing all the EDM records? You know, this is back to that now. It's like, yeah, he did it. It sounded good. But it's like, was that really what you should have been doing at the time?
Yeah. See, but then also, piggyback off what he said. When he said, you got to understand, that this is a young boy's game. But I said something a while ago. The moment that the South artists start using samples, we're going to have a problem. And they stop. So the lane is open. It's just how you talk on it. You can't do it like they did it in the 90s. You got to do it how they're doing it today. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the locks. They're relevant right now. You know what I mean? Because they ain't switch up what they did. They just adapted to what's going on. Like, you know, so you gotta know, is this way for you? If it's not for you, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not for me. Yeah. You know what I mean? If something's not for you, don't get into it. Like, rap's for everybody, right? But everybody don't need to rap.
Talk about it.
So moving forward, here's the last sentiment that I really wanted to get into. Because, like I said, you know, we've honestly genuinely come a long way since even I started. You know what I'm saying? And I just genuinely feel like it's genuinely just kind of a slap in the face for all the stuff that's being done right now. What do you guys feel when you hear no one is looking out for the next, no one is trying to provide opportunities? So start? Because you literally just started a whole radio station for people.
It's clearly untrue. You know, like, just sitting here, there's a whole bunch of different platforms. And if you're, and we're, all of our platforms are not stuff that you have to really search for. They are there, they are literally out in the open. It really just takes an approach of, you know, like everybody's been saying, building that relationship. So when people start, you know, going down that road of, you know, like there's nobody supporting us and blah, 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 there's a lot of people supporting you. And just pretty much the theme around here is like, if you're not gonna put yourself out there, and if you're not gonna ask for the support, if you're not gonna build that relationship, what people don't realize is that we're literally the media. Like, we're not the news, Channel 5 or whatever, but we're a form of the media, the same that you would want the Boston Globe to write about you. You want somebody in the industry to pay attention to you. The same way you would pitch a newspaper or write a press release or get on those press release or whatever. So I just feel like, you know, like, it's just a big combination of things that people are not doing. They want to be spoon fed. I'm a spoon feeder. So, you know, like, as other platforms might not, like, you guys come to us, and if you're not hot, then we'll find you, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I believe in the spoon feeding. Like, we created Spark FM to be a stepping stone for people that are trying to get towards, like, Dubble. So it's opportunity here for everyone. The smaller radio stations are literally here to help you push your music, but if you guys if they won't even approach us, if they won't even, you know, like, come correctly and, you know, pitch a letter, send a press release, send an email, everybody has their email and their contact information, you know, that you're not really trying, and that's not anybody's fault, but your own. If we find you, obviously, people will reach out to you. Dex will, you know, like, he came to me. I got approached by Dubble after, you know, liking pictures and starting a relationship. Like, hi, I'm here. Guess what? You know, like, make your, like, put the line out there. Go fishing. See what you get back. And I think people are too cool to fish. Yeah, just reach out. Like, I don't have the time to find you.
The art of the reach out is
Yes.
very undervalued.
Absolutely.
For some reason, you know what I mean?
Slide in somebody's DM.
I mean, it really ain't about nothing.
Yeah.
Just don't only put a link that I can't even click.
Man. I got a couple of those today, just a link, and I'm like, oh, what am I supposed to do with this? Look it, you want me to watch it? Like, what's your ask?
Yeah. I mean, does anybody else have something to chime in when it comes to this whole?
I think realistically, it's another thing about research. Because people are like, oh, they're not paying attention. Well, who's they? You know what I mean? Like, do you even know who's here? Do you even know who's getting coverage? Like, this city got more national coverage in the last 4 years than it's probably had in the last 20. You know what I mean? Between our media, and our DJs doing more. I mean, you got a DJ like Dubble who's out here traveling, you know what I mean? And also supporting music on the road. Like, how are you saying nobody's paying attention? I mean, it's all a matter of who you're speaking to. Like, are you, you know, effectively looking into who's covering music here? Are you talking to everybody? Are you only talking to one person and you don't get a response and then you give up? Like, what's the matter? You know what I mean? You know, a lot of the excuses that we had 10 years ago, we don't have.
We do
not valid.
We don't even
Not
need to
valid.
have
That's all
them.
that's done. Like, a lot of the excuses, you got young boys out here outworking grown men, figuring it out, and they don't have the experience, they don't have the guidance, they just got the will to learn it, figure it out, and go at least try. You know what I mean? So when you're a grown man, you're over 25, you sitting here crying, complaining, but this 17-year-old is in school figuring it out, I don't feel bad for you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. I just don't.
I feel that.
This man don't even talk. The fact that you got him talking in front of a camera and on a microphone, and he's getting saucy over there.
This is what happens when you're in good company. You know?
Yes.
Let me piggyback off that.
No problem.
So, what we talking about? Cousin Stiz been rapping for quite some time. I'll give Cousin Stiz at least 10 years. I remember seeing a freestyle and he's rapping in the backyards. You know, I tapped in lately because I didn't know about Stiz. So he was rapping completely different. Not even how he's rapping nowadays. Alright, Cousin Stiz had similar rule. but he didn't have a whole team, nobody to reference for it as far as success. This year, Bia, she's been working. She had a little battle. She had to get out of here. Because it's business out of here. Let's go ahead. Let's look at Millie's been grinding for well over a decade.
That's a fact. I was just with bro last night.
All right, so he's playing both sides of the fence. He's in New York doing his due diligence. He's coming back to Boston. He's in Boston so much at strategic times that you think he's here all the time. But he's not. He knows when to pop out. He's playing both sides of the fence and he's getting the job done efficiently. Joyner, Millie's gonna have nobody to reference. Joyner didn't have nobody to reference. There's people who have made some type of success, but as far as right now, in 2000 up to the last 20, they didn't really have anybody to go off of like, yo, can you show me? No, it was like, yo, they all found their way in a unique, different way. Nobody's path was the same way. So if you're gonna sit there and complain about, let's say people say that they're not helping, help your damn self. Because that life raft, you better find a way to
bro.
sink or swim.
Look.
Like, hold up, to piggyback off what he just said. He said a key thing that I said earlier. He said, Cousin Stiz, when he took off, he had to get away from here. You know, so I said earlier, like when we was doing the music, in order to get the music right, we had to get away from home and get it right. And sometimes, like I said, sometimes you gotta get out, you gotta see the world to know what you wanna do. You can't stay in that little box. You can't say you want to be a star and don't know what it is to get outside of Boston. You got to travel. You got to see the world. You know what I mean? So, like you said, a lot of them artists that he mentioned, they was on the record. They had to get away in order to be something. You know what I mean?
That's just like balance too, just like life stuff. But like, you know, you be at home, you be OT, be at home, you be OT, taking care of home, you building relationships, OT. Just gonna bring everything right back home, right? You know what I mean? But I feel like a lot of artists they just genuinely overlook that, you know. Kind of like that leap of faith to go to New York, like Millie's going to New York, and you know, quote unquote, being like that white rapper going to New York. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Because when we did the music, I lived in Houston for 4 years.
Yeah.
We lived in LA for like 5 years.
Yeah.
We was in VA for like 2 years. You see what I'm saying? So I got to see a lot. Then you know we was in New York, Miami, Atlanta. You just gotta move around. You gotta see other shit. You can't just stay. I mean, not saying that it can't happen, but you gotta get out and see the world. You gotta open your mind. You gotta see different shit.
Let's up those percentages to being successful.
And that's how we talking too. So ain't nothing changed from his day to this day.
Fact.
It's actually even more intense.
I think that what people don't even realize is like, you know, we've been saying relationships, but in any type of anything, it's like your network. You know, your network is your net worth. Like it's like it sounds really cliche, but it's really, you rub elbows with the right people, you shake hands with the right people. Those people can help you get to the next level. Nobody's gonna help a stranger. And I think that we've lost the art of the networking. I know for me, it was a hard time getting into the networking because I, you know, like didn't care at one point until I realized that I actually had to care. Yeah. And by the mentorship of, you know, like a lot of my friends in the industry, like you have to make yourself known. You have to put yourself in these conversations or these, you know, sitting at these tables and talking to people. And, you know, like I know that I can rely on any of the people here for help, regardless of our separate platforms. I know that's something I can do. And I think once people start to realize that if they make the right networks and the right connections, that the same thing can be happen. Like I've never witnessed the not having support. Like I've just never had it. I like talking to people. Yep. So, you know, like if I'm talking to people, when it's time for me to reach out, they're gonna be like, oh, let me use my platform to help you out in whatever way I can. So, you know, like building your network, like get it up.
Like, you know, a lot of it just comes from showing the love before you look to get anything back. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know, like going off what you're just saying, I feel like a lot of times it generally don't matter like what you specifically do. It's how you're actually building with people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I feel like that main issue because of this whole pride entitlement thing, because, you know, people might not have references to build off of, so they don't know they gotta go show that love before they, you know what I'm saying, gonna get anything back. But
Prime example. I met the museum by starting to see them around, and then they had like a contest, and I entered the contest for a free T-shirt.
yeah.
And then from there, in the DMs of trying to get the T-shirt, you know, me and Noble started talking, and
Yeah.
literally that's how the relationship was formed, by something like a free T-shirt.
Mhm.
Now I'm sitting at a table with a whole bunch of legends in the game, and I think that's important.
I mean, you're letting your guys yourself. Let's not, think we're like, you know what I mean? But once again, though, I feel like, I just want people to really understand this is not us trying to come at people. This is not none of that. This is
My question is to artists, right? What is the difference between industry and the streets? If you're quicker to go buy an AP Rolex, but you won't register your song.
So hustling
Well, hold
backwards.
on. Ready? Hold on. But you're willing to go to Atlanta, be in a strip club, roll 30,000, pay that DJ 1,000. But you can't say to myself, Pete Dubble 2 times, yo, I appreciate you. Head goes, you're not paying us. It's just you're showing us the appreciation
That's
of
right.
what we're doing for you unconditionally. If we're showing you unconditional love, return it back.
why is it different?
I don't get why is it different for out of towners to get it before hometown get it. If hometown is the ones you understand, there's Spark FM, 94, Big City, B87. Who in the hell, listen, I hope all your cameras on me right now. Who the hell is playing y'all music more than us? Who the hell even cares more about you than us? We're like your parents right now. We're showing you that love right now. If you don't show us that love and respect back right now, I'll tell you right now, B, you go better be my manager. We out of state, man. I'm tired of this.
And man, once again, I just want people to understand this is not a tear down. This is really just observation.
So I wanted to add into the networking component, as someone where that is like a really, really like vital component of my business. And one thing that I do notice that Boston has really done to itself, it's not even necessary to get caught up in limiting our networks. You know what I mean? And not realizing, it goes earlier, what we were talking about earlier about not knowing what's here, but there's a lot going on in Boston. And there's a lot of opportunities to network. And I understand the whole they don't bring it to our community, use that and the third. And yes, that is true. You know what I mean? In a lot of cases, a lot of these tech companies, a lot of these special events, stuff like that don't come into our communities. That doesn't mean that we can't go into theirs. You know what I mean? Will tell you I'm not heavy in the tech world, but I dibble and dabble in that world, and you don't see us there too often.
What about that party?
Exactly. You know what I mean? We had an event with 1,200 people. You know what I'm saying? Going crazy for wine and tequila. You know what I mean? But we don't see us in those rooms.
What's up? Oh, I went there last year.
And but you have so many things that are going on in this city where you have technology, you have so many free panels, you have so many things from the different colleges, you have so many things that are coming to this city. Why is it that people are still stuck on this? We don't have anything. I don't understand how that even happens. Even our indie music scene here has become more popular than the commercial music scene here when it comes to the music coverage. If you look at the Boston Globe right now, they're not talking about Rihanna, they're talking about Oompa.
Oh, they sure are.
You know what I mean? So it's different. So the fact that they're complaining about that, there's really no reason.
Just real quick, so we're gonna segue into what are these great things that are actually happening here. B is 100%. You know what I mean? He kind of got off to a head start.
He's the one that can handle all that. That's a big question.
Spotify didn't open an office here for no reason.
But
you know what I mean? You're not a company that's that big and you open up an office in Boston, Massachusetts for no reason. You know what I mean? So obviously technology is one of our strong points here. So when you think about something as simple as Spotify, it's literally downtown.
Yeah.
Sonos is here. You get all these music tech companies here. Isotope for producers and stuff like that. They're in Cambridge. You know what I mean? Harmonix, the video game company, they're in Cambridge. There's so many different businesses and industries within music that are in the city that we're complaining about.
Meanwhile, you got publishing companies here, signing people up for national commercials. How many guys can say they actually went and submitted their music to any of these publishing companies in Boston for a commercial? Clearly, Latrell James did.
Yeah, nice Cheerios.
You know what I mean?
Charles,
No doubt.
Latrell about that.
They have a Boston company.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when people are sitting there like, oh, we don't have this, learn what's here. We actually have a lot here. There's a lot here. There's a lot that doesn't come to us. Yeah, no doubt. And there's people who made it. You got people who made it from Dayton, Ohio. You got people who made it from St. Louis, Missouri. You got people who made it from all these Mobile, Alabama. You know what I mean? Do they have thriving music scenes in those places with tons of record labels and entertainment brands? No. They got off their ass, they did the job, rolled up their sleeves, and here they are. Yeah.
So, but to feed off of what Noble said, the question is, what artists do we each feel is more making a movement? And you to kick off. Said be it. Instead of Trell Wells.
For movements?
Movements.
Millie's got the biggest movement.
Millie's
By
far.
biggest movement. Like as far as movement, who's out here like working. Millie's is the only person that's mentioned in the same breath with him, and he doesn't even have a deal.
I mean, I say this, but see, I agree with you on Millie's. Millie's been working like Millie's. I remember Millie's when he was behind Smoke Boja and all that, or Smoke Diddy, you know what I mean? That's how I remember Millie's. But I'm saying of today's music though. Because it's a different generation.
It's still Millie's though.
I would say Millie's is still
He's still relevant, yeah.
But if we're gonna, as far as influence, I'm gonna say I'm biased, but I would have to give it to Cal.
Nah, in the city, 7981 Cal's influence and his push, honestly, in terms of just, I
But
guess.
you know what's crazy? Is those videos that are getting 500,000 views on YouTube. This is before everything happened. He didn't put no marketing on it. It was uploaded to YouTube, and these kids buy into it. They love it.
Yeah.
Like there's kids all over the place. It's like, yo, can we get Cal to come to our school?
It's just like Wild Jizzle too.
Yeah, so it's that influence. If I were to speak on like right now, I would say Cal, but I think you got another name.
Yeah. And Sue can vouch for me. From being like, you understand, there's the industry,
It's in the streets.
there's in the streets, but there is a thin line between both. And I'm sorry, I have to put Millie's in that thin line between both. Now I'm saying the streets, I'm going with Shooter's music.
Okay, yeah, my man.
So,
No, see, you just say they exist. It's the whole movement alone is just like, you gotta look at it.
That's
what they bring to the table.
That's interesting though, because I forget, I'm not sure if it was Aide, but I believe somebody had said that independent movements to get more love in commercial. You know what I'm saying? And Shooter's music is
And that's
a
what
complete easy example.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like I think a lot of artists not understanding. They keep like I always say, there's lanes to everything. There's the industry, and that little thin line between love and hate that's either pushes you there or pushes you there. But then it's in the streets. And when I think about like business wise and just trying to make a statement and make a movement,
They got the strongest.
they have the strongest. They have the strongest in the streetwise.
The strongest movement in the streets. Hold up.
Okay,
This
that's
is crazy. Like, this is crazy. Not to keep bringing it back to what I was doing, but when we was in the game,
Yeah.
the movement we had,
There's nothing wrong with that.
when I look at Shooter's music movement, it reminds me of the movement we had.
But,
Like, they're a fucking movement.
yeah, that's a
Like,
fact.
I gotta keep it 100.
Yeah.
That's a movement.
Yeah.
The music, the business, you know what I mean? That shit is on point. Like, that's a fucking movement.
I think
Now,
you
to be
made a
honest,
good
I feel like you got, I don't mean to cut you off, but I feel like you got other, I'm gonna say it. I feel like you got other hoods like really like organized.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shit, because
Which is
beautiful.
Which is just gonna add to everything, right?
Like when I did the joint with you, I said the reason why I like the way the city right now, the movement with the music is like everyone's making everyone go harder.
Yeah.
Like that movement that they got is making other cliques look like we gotta move like that. You know what I mean? And everybody's like, behind
you name any other artist from this area that's getting different hoods together to work together.
No, that's all.
I think it goes with building your hustle as an actual business, and that's the part that a lot of these people don't understand. Like, just because you think of yourself as an artist, you are moving as a business. Like, and a part of a business again is forming those partnerships and collaborations with other people.
Okay.
So if you've got that part going on along with some basic marketing, you're pretty much doing the damn thing.
It's crazy. But to feed off of what she's saying, but the one thing, me being on Big City as long as I have, I've interviewed numerous artists numerous times, and as time progressed, answers changed. Before I would ask them, yo, is there any artist you work with? It was too much in the streets. And couldn't let their emotions go. But now they're like, oh, I don't have a problem with nobody. I'll work with anybody.
That's a definite plus for us.
So now you gotta look at it, it's the growth of it.
That's
Now, but the question is though, how many can really keep their word?
That's why.
That's real true.
That's why we go back to the conversation we were having off camera about certain situations that don't need to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I feel us as older black men, just being responsible. I think that we should try to jump in and do as much as we can. We know there's a certain point that we just can't do nothing. But if we at least articulate, like, listen, it don't have to go that far. Like, yo, it's really not that serious. Like, let's get to the bottom.
Like
He does it.
Like a lot of people say, like, I don't have a problem with reaching out to artists. You know what I mean? Like I said, communication. When I met Aide from Students Music, I just happened to be strolling down the Grand and see him freestyling over Jay-Z beat. I hit him. I hit him. So give me the music. We jumped on the phone. We talked. Right? We kicked it. And I know where he's from. I said, listen, get this music right, man. Keep your guys at bay. I would say, yo, come on, I got you. Keep my guys at bay. And he did just that. You know what I mean?
You can see through his posts too, his growth.
And we communicate all the time. Like, I hit him, he hits me. Like, if I hear something going, I hit him. Like, and it shows that, like he always says, communication. Sometimes you gotta jump in and reach out and say, hey, listen, man, like, I get it, I understand. Some things gotta be overlooked. You know what I mean? The way the city's moving right now, we're moving in a great direction. And any little small thing can throw it all off, can fuck it all up.
You know what's crazy is his hood and replay hood, to my understanding, they wasn't exactly eye to eye. It took for them to be out in LA. So two Boston cats out in LA linked up like, yo, he good people. It's like, yo, he's showing me love, and the replay's not on that type of sound. Like they're mature. There's an age difference, but both are two men that are mature that are like, yo, they don't even gotta be that. To the point where some people back home might question them, like, yo, what you over there rocking with Dude for? It's like, fam, it's not even on it. So there's that fine line where you got to deal with the older heads and other people that's still in the streets that's going to look at you a certain way. So it takes a lot of courage to stand on it. Like you did with Gucci. It's like, you got to go, yo, I'm going to be a man at this point right now. This don't need to go no further. Like, we both black men, and there's going to be a mother crying in the streets, and some children ain't going to have a father or something.
Then I also got to understand the common denominator to this whole thing. We all love music. You feel what I'm saying? So this music is a common denominator. We all love music. So if I want to do music and I feel I'm the best, and he does do music, he feel he's the best, you gotta rock with each other. You know what I mean? You gotta divide it. You gotta throw that shit out the window, man. Unity. If you put the unity back in it, you got something. But the unity's fucked up, you lose it all.
Now we definitely gonna finish up soon, so final thoughts for sure.
But like I said, within day, I would love to see the city be the city that everybody preaches about. Yeah. The city that everybody, when the Celtics win the championship, I want to be that city. I want the city to be the city when the page. Let's really be that city for real. Not let's just be that city for parade.
You remember that year we almost had the 4P?
Yeah.
And then Bruins.
Yeah.
Now imagine if the music scene was what it is right now, in that climate of winning 3 championships in 3 different sports.
It's like I said, like I salute all artists, but I tell every artist now one thing to understand: reach out. Be like AT&T, reach out and touch someone, because not like. But like I said, like reach out to, you don't know who knows someone. Like great at the end of the day, I don't give a damn what you say. Yeah, Spark FM, Jamn, DeeJayDex of Big City. Excuse my French.
Let it fly.
Who the fuck is fucking with us?
You got 4 people at this table that can all make a decision for you.
And you got a guy that can push your brand to the extra next limit. Shout out to my bro Bedlam, man, Bedlam. Shout out to your pops too. That's my guy that back in it. You know what I mean? But definitely, like I said, without museum, without anybody that's trying to do something, it's time to put their pride aside and really understand: do you want to make it, or you just want to be that neighborhood rapper?
Period. Nah, man. Damn. I mean, I don't know if anybody else has any final thoughts, but
I actually wanted to add, because you guys were talking about who was like the next up, and I feel like we're overlooking a lot of people, you know what I mean, that aren't necessarily, because I know you were talking about like the line of like the industry and the streets, and there's like some people out here who are definitely like representing us in a way that the streets aren't necessarily talking about, like a Oompa. I use her as an example again. You know what I mean? Like, we got to talk about like the women in this city right now. Like they've outworked everybody. Yeah, like they've outworked everybody, hands down.
Yeah.
And we gotta show them love. Like the Oompas, the Brandy Blazes. Like I get it that they're kind of in a different Cake Swag. Yo, did she not have the dopest video this year?
Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, like
that. I watched that and I was like, that is super creative, and I think that the females, and I will speak for them, is Cake Swag.
Yeah, that Ferb and Phineas. Yeah.
Best video of the year.
I think that the females have, in 2021, in the midst of this pandemic, has reached leaps and bounds around a lot of the rappers in this city. And I am really, really, really honored to call them fellow females, because it feels really good to see women doing their thing in the city and getting the recognition. They've been featured in the Grammys and the Globes and the Heralds and the Vanya Lands and the Digs, everywhere. Like, they are all over the place. And I think that when we're thinking about people who are going to put Boston on, the Y Shams and everybody like that, you know, like her slogan is Boston Got Next. And I mean, I think we literally are right there. We just have to figure out a way to stop like working against each other and work with each other to build this empire that we have just brewing here. It's like laying right here. Yeah.
We got one last. But we definitely gotta wrap it up soon.
So my thing is, I salute all the women. I ain't gonna lie to you. The women been busting the man's ass for some years. The women been busting the last 2-3 years. The women busting the man's ass. I ain't gonna hold y'all. But that quote, "Boston Got Next," been how long? Yeah. My question is, next to what? What is it? What is the goal? What is the land? What do we got next for? That's what I want to know. Ain't Boston got next to what? We could suck. We could be the next to be the shittiest city. We could be the next to do this and that. My question is, Boston got next for what? What is?
I think it's
and
more.
We got next to blow. We got next to blow. Then let's show we can blow.
Okay.
Let the action speak
Coming
for
together,
itself.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I mean by that.
We always talk about what's happening in other states, right? And these are the things that are quote unquote working over there, right? Well, why not just do it here?
I'm not even gonna hold you. Like I said, B2 talked and E talked about it. Boston, we have a sound. We're scared of our own sound. We're scared of it. Because you know why? We trying to fit in. Like E said, 2 said. We could take this style and flip it to make it our own style. But if we're scared, how can we say we got next?
Word.
I'm done for the night. Thank you.
My God.
I'll say that. I'll say that we got to get organized first and foremost.
Yeah, we do.
Because if we're gonna get a look, cities are we already got a look. The whole region got a look. The eyes are there, but the thing is, we want to have a run, and the difference between the look and the run is gonna be about us having our business together, being prepared. Because once the door's already kicked down. All right, we could say Stiz kicked the door down. We could say Joyner kicked the door down, kicked the door in. Bia came through the window, and she's in the house too. Millie's is halfway in the building. Like,
I feel like bro,
no. I know what you're saying. I feel the same way. But what I'm trying to say is, like, he's there, but there's a lot more what he's trying to do. So look at all these people that have done it thus far. So if we are organized, people got their business, their infrastructure right, and shit. Like, it's bad when we're talking about people don't have their records registered. Like, that's terrible. Like, come on. You mean to tell me you're not on Spotify? You're not on... So this beat that has tags all over it that you can't even get me a clean version of?
Yeah.
But you want us to take you seriously?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Get your shit together.
It's tough.
Get
It's
it
tough.
legally together on
Yeah.
paper, file
Yeah.
the papers, pay the money, and again, set yourself up like a legal ass business so that you can
Yeah.
do legal business. When
Right.
people give you a contract, you can get your peoples to look it over so they're not screwing yourself. So, get your
Get it right.
Your
Get it right.
documentation
There's really nothing wrong with doing a little due diligence, researching, see what's around you, and just applying, what you can actually do as opposed to talking about what's not here. You know what I mean? But, to end things off, and I 100% appreciate y'all pulling up, breaking this bread with me, you know what I'm saying, sipping a little something, even though my man E ain't touched nothing, it's all good. You know what I mean? He has some cranberry juice. You know what I'm saying? But, quick disclaimer, make sure everybody is liking this video. And definitely making sure if there was a gem in here that you feel, definitely change something for you, please leave that in the comments. Let us know what time it is. Me personally, I know I'm open to having these types of conversations. So, I just appreciate everybody being here once again. But, it is the Museum TV. My name is Noble. We got 88.5 in here, 87.7 in here, Spark FM Online in here. We got Jamn in here. We got Killer Boombox in here. We got Show Off. Neighborhood Kitchen. Shout out Neighborhood Kitchen. Shout out Neighborhood Kitchen. Right? Shout out Neighborhood Kitchen. Shout out Neighborhood Kitchen. 100%.
The guy that does commercials.
He do commercials. He be like, yo, you gotta plug that in, bro. 84 Spring Street, Medford, Mass. You already know what time it is. For the culture, by the culture, man. Big love. Once again, my name is Noble. I hope you definitely got something out of this conversation. I brought these people together for a reason. And I definitely hope you definitely got something out of this once again. Definitely keep up with us. We got more stories coming because that's our thing. You know what I'm saying? We're exhibiting the culture stories. So keep up with us. Definitely tap in with everybody here. We're going to have their info, just where you can follow their movements within the description. So keep up with us. Museum TV, Boston's premiere vlog. Thank you, everybody, once again for pulling up. This is after dinner, talk. So I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Definitely chiming in. 100%, man.
Chicken was great. Chicken was good. The chicken was
Yeah.
very good.
Chicken was busting. Chicken was busting.
The mac and cheese was definitely smack. Mac and cheese.
That mac and cheese gone, bro. I ain't even touched that mac and cheese. Oh, for real. But nah, man. Yeah, man. It's the Museum TV once again, man. Hey, it's Noble, creator of the Museum TV, and I just wanted to thank you for tuning into Boston's premiere vlog. If you liked this video, please leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I'll leave a few other videos around here for you, just so you can see how we're exhibiting the culture stories.